Imperfect memories. What are imperfect memories? Imperfect memories are memories we remember incorrectly due to several different causes that we will get to in the next slide. An everyday example of this would be reminiscing with a friend on a time you both hung out together, but you can't agree on if y'all went and got coffee or smoothies. Each of you remember differently because of imperfect memories. There are 3 causes to imperfect memories: the misinformation effect, schemas and memory distortions, and source confusion. The misinformation effect is information a person gets after the event that can change the way the person remembers the event. An example would be having a group of participants watch a video of a car accident. Participants would be asked about a week later about how fast were the cars going when they contacted. But the word contacted would be replaced with smashed, collided, hit, etc., which, depending on the word used, the speed estimate differed greatly between participants. Schemas and memory distortions is knowledge you had before an event that later influences your memory of the event. An example of this would be walking into a professor's office and later being asked to name some things you saw in the office. You may name things like a ruler, pencils, and books because that is your schema of a professor's office, even though none of those objects were actually in there. Source confusion is when the true source of the memory is forgotten. An example of this would be remembering information that a friend shared with you, except the real source of information was from a TV show that you watched. Forming false memories. Your mind can literally form a false memory due to imagination inflation. Imagination inflation is imagining an event that never actually happened to the point of believing it did actually happen. An example of this would be, as an adult, imagining you got saved by a lifeguard when you were drowning as a kid. The more it is imagined, the more your mind begins to believe that this memory is actually true. Why is this topic so important? Human memory does not function like a video recording. Almost all memories are false to some degree. Memory is a deconstructive process where we piece together the past to form a coherent narrative. We shape our memories based on what we know about the world. Although it is hard to grasp, our memory details change over time. You can think you remember an event so vividly, but actually be completely wrong. In case you don't think misinformation is that common in real life, studies have shown that eyewitness testimonies are the leading cause of wrongful convictions. This is why that even though eyewitness testimonies seem the most reliable, they actually are not. A gentleman named Ronald Cotton spent more than 10 years serving a life plus 54 years sentence for raping a college student. Cotton was chosen out of a line of other men by the victim. She was not certain he was the rapist, but after being repeatedly questioned by the police, she was absolutely sure he was the rapist. So certain that when she was shown the actual picture of the rapist, she said she had never seen him before. 10 years later, Cotton was freed due to DNA evidence. This just goes to show how easily our minds can create imperfect memories. Thank you for listening.